Hello and welcome to another episode of Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy. I'm your host, David, and back again to discuss the Cubs. Remember, the best way to help grow the podcast is to listen to every episode, like the episode, share the episode with your friends, and if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe at Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy. Join our Facebook group at Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy. Either on YouTube or any of your audio favorite listening platforms. Cubs just had a big series against the Mets that they dropped 2 out of 3. I'm really disappointed with it. I was hoping they could get at least 2. Then all you got to do is win one more in the last series, and you know the Cardinals are wanting to ruin any hosting plans that the Cubs have of the wild card series. But Cardinals are not as good as the Mets either. The Mets were in desperate mode with the Cincinnati Reds hot on their tail, and now they go play Miami to try and finish off their season and get into the playoffs. Biggest thing that came out of this series, besides not winning 2 games, is Cade Horton. He left game 1 after dominating the first 3 innings with lower back tightness. That was supposed to be nothing, according to Craig Counsell. And now has turned into there's been an MRI scan that showed, in quotes, areas of concern, end quote. But the team is still gathering information. They also said, though, in the same freaking breath, that he is good to go for the playoffs as of now, also in quotes, and is scheduled to play catch on today, Friday the 26th. I'm going to guess that is going to be like a huge thing as to how that goes. The fact that there's lower back tightness in a 23-year-old that is still supposedly good to go, and the MRI showed areas of concern, none of this is good. They downplayed the whole Kyle Tucker injury with the calf strain, and he's just now coming back. I don't know why the Cubs continue to downplay stuff, because you want to take them at face value, but I think at this point, we can't take them at face value for what they say about injuries. We just can't. Kyle Tucker hit on the field yesterday. Everything looked good. On Thursday, and the plan is for him to DH this weekend against the Cardinals. He is said to be running as well. I know that when he came back at in the last year for the Astros, he was on fire. He just jumped right in like he is now, and was on fire. Had a great rest of the season and into the playoffs for them. So, knock on wood, that the same thing is going to happen. I think that he's a professional hitter. Like, this dude is just so good, and I know that we saw probably the worst stretch of his career earlier this season, but he really, before that calf strain, was going well again. He had just hit his first Oppo home run of the season, and that's when you know Kyle Tucker's good and in the right zone and everything else. So I'm excited to see him back hitting. Hopefully he can play in the field, because I think that makes Moises Ballesteros a little more relevant for the wild card series and hopefully beyond. It's just Kyle having to DH takes away from Ballesteros being able to kind of help with that. But Ballesteros could be a huge guy to be able to pinch hit. He's fresh. He's been hitting. He's had lots of reps. So it's not like he's just intermittently like they did with Casey earlier this year, and so on. So where he's not played much. Speaking of Owen Casey, though, he is still dealing with concussion symptoms and is slowly increasing activity. But I would say that it sounds like maybe his season might be coming to a close. If he's still dealing with concussion symptoms, we don't want to be messing with all that. Let the kid heal and get himself right and get ready for the spring. The Mets review a little more in depth. In the first game, Cubs got out to a 6-1 lead after 4 innings. Nico Hoerner was amazing once again, scoring 4 runs in the game. Had a solid offensive performance for the team. However, Cade Horton exited the game after three with back tightness, and apparently that meant that the Cubs just couldn't hold on to the game and blew the lead. So, um, first time all season they had blown a 5-run lead. First time that the Mets had come back from 5 runs. So that was great timing. It is what it is. I mean, it's going to happen. Hopefully, they've gotten that out of their system. They got their 5-game losing streak out of the system, and they're ready to go. Speaking of Kate or Nico Horner, though, real quick, Nico Horner is batting 299. Probably not going to win the batting title at this point unless he just gets absolutely on fire for the rest of the series or this last series. I don't know that he plays all 3 games, but hopefully he hits 300 because the guy has earned it. He has been absolutely amazing, and I think is so underappreciated by the Cub fans, but also just in general by baseball fans. He is great, and I mean great defensively, and just one of the best hitters, pure hitters in the game. The bullpen was awful in game one. Game two, Matthew Boyd looked a whole lot better. Still not as sharp as he has been, but way better. Went 5 1/3. Daniel Palencia came in and closed out the 6th inning. His first outing since coming off the injured list. Looked really good as well. It was a great offensive game led by Michael Bush, Moises Ballesteros, Ian Happ, and Matt Shaw, who all had at least 2 hits. Shaw having 3. Bush had a double and a homer, and Matt Shaw hit a home run as well in the game. Seiya Suzuki also got a hit, and it was a double. So that's fantastic. And speaking of Seiya, in game three, the dude looks locked in again and back. He had 2 home runs, starting to look like he's back. Dansby Swanson also hit a homer. Shota, absolutely horrible today. The best thing about that, and really the only silver lining in that, is that normally when Shota gets rocked, he comes back with a vengeance in his next start. So that would be in the wild card series. Hopefully that's at Wrigley. But even if it is in San Diego, like he pitches much better almost all the time after he gets rocked. So hopefully that next start will be a big, big start for us and shut down the San Diego Padres. Because we do know that we are playing the Padres in the wild card series. We just don't know where yet. Uh, I don't know why Shota was allowed to be in the game so long. He gave up 2 more home runs, um, 8 runs through 5 2/3 innings. Just, I guess we punted the game. But the Cubs did score 5 runs. Overall, they scored 22 runs in this series, which definitely should have been good enough to win 2 out of 3 games. The pitching just didn't hold up outside of game two, which is a shame. But it was really, really good to see the Cubs average over 7 runs a game at home for this series. Just a quick note: we'll talk about this way more in depth after the season and everything. But the ABS system for balls and strikes is definitely coming to Major League Baseball in 2026, which I think will be huge. Absolutely huge. I really wish it was going to be there for the playoffs, to be honest. I get that they probably can't just throw that in the ring of fire for games that actually matter when you haven't been using it. But like these umpires, some of them are just freaking horrible. Preview for the St. Louis Cardinals this last regular season series. The Cardinals are 6-4 in their last 10, 78 and 81 on the season, in fourth place in the Central. They are 34 and 44 on the road. Let's hopefully make them 34 and 47. That would be amazing. Expected starters for the weekend are as follows. Friday, Miles Michaelis goes against Colin Ray today at 2:20. On Saturday is Michael McCreevy versus Jameson Taillon. And Sunday, neither team has announced their pitcher. I would guess for the Cubs, it's all going to depend on um, how the first 2 games go, and probably the same for the Cardinals, to be honest. The Cardinals are 18th in the league with 4.35 runs per game while playing at home or on the road. Cardinals are 24th in team ERA this season with a 4.44 on the road. The Cardinals pitching, especially their starting pitching, just not very good. McGreevy, though, kicked the Cubs' butt last time he pitched against us. Hopefully, we can get him back on that and hopefully they can just take Miles Michaelis out. I can't stand that guy. Other notes: the NL wild card Cubs are up 2 on the Padres as of right now. They need to win at least one to make it difficult on the Padres. But if they want to just control their own destiny, as they should, they need to win 2 and just shut it down. And then they will host the wild card series. Um, but if they win 1, it forces the Padres to, at the very least, sweep against the Marlins, who are playing pretty decent. So the Mets and Reds are separated by 1 game right now. The Reds own the tiebreaker. The Reds are at the Brewers, which is a tall task, and the Mets are at the Marlins. This is my prediction for the playoff roster. For pitchers, I got Cade Horton, Matthew Boyd, and Shota Imanaga. They would be my 3 starters. And then we have Colin Ray, Brad Keller, Daniel Palencia, Andrew Kittredge, Caleb Theobar, Drew Pomeranz, Michael Soroka, Jamison Tyone, Javier Assad, and Taylor Rogers. For the pitchers, that would leave Aaron Savali off the um, playoff roster. I don't think that that's a huge deal by any means. I like Aaron. I actually went back and forth about Jamison and Aaron because Aaron has come out of the bullpen a few times, but it's not like that was something he did a whole lot before. This was his stint with the Cubs was the first time that he's ever done that. Sorry, I'm looking at the active roster here, and then it would also, yeah, that's it. Okay, position players. I have in the catcher Carson Kelly, Reese McGuire, and Moises Ballesteros. Ballesteros probably not going to be catching unless there's some like if nothing against Ballesteros in his catching, but if he's catching, that's not a good thing. That means that we had some injuries that were unforeseen. So, and then in the infield, we got Michael Bush, Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw, and Carlos Santana. I have left Justin Turner off of my prediction for this. Uh, he's still going to be there. He's still going to be leading. I think he'll get it. Um, I just, I mean, I went back and forth about Santana and Turner. I don't know that we need both on the wild card roster. For a division series, I think you can revisit that, but for the wild card roster, I don't think that it's as needed. Now you could leave Jamison Tyone off there and run with the 12 pitchers. That's a possibility, and have Turner on the roster. So for outfielders, I got PCA, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Kyle Tucker, Kevin Alcantara, and I've left Willie Castro off that roster too. Again, something to revisit, but I wanted Alcantara on it because of his speed. Castro is fast too, but he's not. Alcantara is faster, and I think that speed to pinch run at a time could come in really, really handy. I don't think that the Billy Hamilton signing is going to pan out for that. I know Billy is really fast. I think this is the better option, but maybe they bring up Billy to do that. I don't know. Uh, but that's my prediction. Tell me your thoughts about that. Tell you where you think I'm crazy. But those are my thoughts about it and why. So don't forget to join our Facebook group at Clark and Addison Born Into the Ivy, and join us on Instagram and Twitter at Clark and Addison Born Into the Ivy. Leave some posts or comments about what you'd like to hear or what you thought about today's episode. However you subscribe to your podcast, please like and subscribe to Clark and Addison, Born Into the Ivy, so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. Leave us a 5-star review, and if you are enjoying the podcast, make sure to tell and share it with any of your friends who might be a Cubs or baseball fan. Have a great day, and let's go Cubs.